Okay, so what happened? That doesn't matter. I think yeah, so it just, the parachute couldn't handle it. Alright, VAB it is. Let's have a word with the engineers who put this thing together and see if we can do a better job this time. First things first, a heat shield. Alright, one more of those and then a heat shield. That should help with that. Of course, the other issue being that that parachute by itself is just not adequate, is it? Why can't I attach that to that? There we are. Okay, so that's a better-ish rig. This thing has actually way more power than it needs. Let's redesign it with the smaller rockets here. I'll go for a lower. Make this the Mark II. I'll go with these little guys. Same design, but a lot less power. One, two, three. There we are. Hold on, is that the right three? Yes, it is. And then the middle, and then in the other three, the separator. I just don't know that there's any way to get another parachute on here unless... No, this won't allow it. Well, let's see how this goes. So, action groups should be the same. Unchanged. Alright, let's do this. And launching in 3, 2, 1. Lift off. I forgot to put on winglets. Let's hope this is really stable. That central rocket might be too much for this. I think disaster is about to strike. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Just a little further. That was close. Holy crap. Yeah, this rig's just running hot. Oh, these are just really prone to overheating. Heard that. That's my headphones starting, apparently. I'll try and get them recharging before I get too far into this. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was tragic. Well, I have one communicatron still. Do I have any batteries? No idea. Expose the goo. Transmit the data with no electric charge. Alright. That is such a failure. But I just hit the atmosphere too hard. That's kind of hilarious. VAB. Okay. Let's cut this down to only 4 of these. A little less power, maybe. You and you down to the 3rd stage. And we're going to do the middle one. You down there, and you down there. So we're going to do 3 stages now. See if this goes any better. Mark III. I know my naming convention is pretty... Ooh, and, you know, it didn't seem like I needed those winglets, did I? I just needed to not hit the central atmosphere quite as hard as I did. I'm determined to bring this goo back alive. Launching in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Hopefully this goes a little better, although I'm already beginning to regret not putting the winglets on this thing. Rocket scientist I ain't. Well, in spite of the rapidly increasing tilt on this thing, let's see if we can get it high enough to be worthy of retrieving. Let's get the third engine into the action now before we tilt too much further. Alright, we're through the atmosphere, although I don't know if we're going too fast again. No ablation, no heat signals. Let's pull the goo out. Transmit some of this data. Because I guess... Right, because I guess I didn't get credit for that last flight for some reason. So let's transmit all this data. Man, this little, over-engineering is actually a bad thing in better than starting manned. So the real remaining question is, will the heat shield actually be adequate this time? That I'm not sure on, but we will find out soon enough. So, just finish transmitting. Alright. Discard the data. And eject the last stage. Tell me the heat shield is still attached. Alright, let's do a little acceleration here and see what happens as we unfortunately tumble our way back into the atmosphere. Oh, we are going to hit this atmosphere so hard. Okay, time warp down. Okay, so far so good. We're slowing down as we enter the atmosphere. Alright, let's yank out that parachute. I think maybe under 100. How much further do we have? Not a lot further. In fact, I think we better yank that out and hope for the best. Oh my gosh! What is... That is extraordinarily aggravating. Why? Burned up on re-entry. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna have to obviously gonna have to rethink my design strategy here. Well, let's revert to launch, and then let's duck to the Science Center and see how much science we actually managed to get in spite of not successfully recovering any of the goo. Maybe I can get something useful to help with this re-entry problem I'm having. I have 39 science. I don't think that's going to be enough for any of the packages. That's space control, and that's some more advanced rocketry. None of that's going to help with this situation. What do we have here? We have electricity. communications satellite, I guess. New. And, yeah, an orbital cockpit and landing gear. Alright. Lots of other bits and bobs, but I'm obviously doing something very, very wrong with the way I'm approaching the re-entry process, or using these parachutes. Do they have a maximum tolerance of some sort? Deployment altitude 500. Maybe that's what's going on. Read the manual, you moron. That could definitely be part of it. Okay, let's in the interest of speed, let's trim this down to being just enough, hopefully, to get me out of the lower atmosphere into for the purposes of determining if I just should have read the freaking manual. Right? So launching in 3, 2, 1. No idea if this is actually going to be enough to get out of the lowest atmosphere level. But winglets might be necessary so I can make an ocean landing in the future. Especially if that thing's only deployable below 500. That's conceivable. That's where most of my issues have been coming from. Alright, well, it was enough to get me out of the lowest part of the atmosphere, and that's sort of the goal. I need to get to 1800, I believe, to run this first experiment again. And squeals and then is silent. Okay, so transmitting the data gives me, I should have read, you know, in the realm of reading the manual, transmitting the data gives me no science value, so the only value comes from actually returning to Kerbin with the data. Alright, well, right above the space sensor. Man, I wonder if we can expose it again. No, alright, it would overwrite. I wonder if I can just do one of them. A mystery for another day. Let's just eject the spare bits here. Accelerate time just a little. I believe we are coming down, so let's get rid of the extra parts here. Oh dear. Let's hope that this tumble that I'm experiencing doesn't cause too many issues. So deployable below 500, it said. So I need to wait precipitously long. I'm not seeing any effects from the atmosphere, which either means it's bugging out or I designed the heat shield as doing its job. 9,000, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. 1,000. Running out of time. Deploying the parachute. Whoa! What the heck just happened there? Alright, this is impacting. I really want to know what elevation. Okay, I could have actually waited. Insane. Alright, anything useful to recover? Probably not. Huh. I might have actually earned the science in spite of the... Maybe the goo survived. That would be funny if the goo survived. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Last try for this session, and so we're going to throw some winglets on to allow us to go over to the ocean, which will help, because then I know that I can fall as far as 0. As it is, this thing's still actually grossly overpowered, isn't it? Kind of funny. Alright. I'm going to just leave that as the Mark IV. It's just the Mark III with winglets. It's either that or I throw parachutes on the two, on the, just throw more parachutes on it. 3, 2, 1, launch. Just trying to nudge it in the direction of the ocean a little here. That should be enough, actually. We're slightly tipped towards the ocean, so... And number 2. That's interesting. I have actually got no idea why the missions have been failing as badly as they have. Like this business with this parachute, because it works fine sometimes, like on that crew recovery mission I did, worked just fine. But on this, it's failing horribly. Alright, expose the goo, and do stuff. Keeping the data. And then attempting to turn it into a slight glide here. Man. This is just not quite working the way I would have liked. Alright, let's get rid of the excess parts just so they don't cause me grief. Alright. I mean, if the time warp is the issue, I'll be very disappointed because, well, really, there's no way around it if I'm going to make this video interesting to watch. I mean, I guess I could, in a pinch, just accelerate time after recording, but I'd be worried that that's not going to let me actually voice over, which would suck a little. This is the easiest way for me to do the audio in the game. So, well, we'll think on it. For now, we'll just deal with it the way it is. Alright, 5,000, 4,000. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 8, 7, 6, 5. Deployment. Okay. So the majority of the issues I'm having with parachutes appear to be premature deployment. I'm sure there will be some good jokes for that one. But okay. So my first successful goo torture experiment and a whole bunch of relative failures. So in the next episode, we'll pull out those beefed up rockets again and send the goo higher and higher. Recover vessel. I'm not going to spend my science at this instant in time. Let's see what we got here. So, now we're talking. Apparently lots of goodies. 4 mystery goos and a vessel that actually survived a flight. So 35 science earned on this mission. So just confirm. Now I can afford possibly some higher level goodies. These decisions are actually going to get difficult. But fortunately for me, alright, so that's 45 there. So it's 90 science to round out tier 3. Or is it tier 4? I don't know. So we will let the goo be. We will leave it here for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Failures, and I will see you next time.